Really nice win for the Tigers last night over Kentucky, 65-60. We're going to go through all of it here. It was very important that LSU defend their home floor and win the home games that come with this brutal stretch to the start of their conference play, and they got off on the right foot last night with that win over Kentucky. When Selection Sunday comes around, they're not going to say that LSU beat Kentucky and Xavier Wheeler was hurt and only played 4 minutes, and Oscar Tshiebwe got in foul trouble and sat 11 minutes in the first half, and Ty Washington was cramping up and only played 2 of the last 9 minutes. Like, they're not going to say that. It'll just be LSU beat Kentucky. And so that's the most important thing for the big picture of this season. What is important to me as someone who covers this team, follows this team, pulls for this team, is how they're playing. And so those factors that I just mentioned on Kentucky's side do matter. It matters that Kentucky's ball handler, primary point guard, a top 3 assist man in the country, got knocked out in the first 4 minutes of the game. It matters that John Calipari decided to sit Oscar Tshiebwe for 11 minutes in the first half. Now, LSU forced him into those fouls. So it's a very good thing. But Cal has a hard and fast rule. 2 fouls, you sit. So Tshiebwe sat 11 minutes. And that's an important caveat for this game for how LSU's playing. And then the first thing I saw when I walked into the PMAC with 10 minutes to go into the game after I'd finished the pregame show across the street was Ty Washington right there 8 feet from me getting worked on by trainers. So Kentucky wasn't quite at full strength. And I know LSU didn't have Adam Miller. I got you. Like, I understand. But it wasn't a full-strength Kentucky team. Doesn't matter. LSU got the win. So let's go through kind of this thing in chronological order, and then I'll talk about some of the things that I saw that I really liked and things that I really didn't. Kentucky hits that opening 3. Ty Washington makes it from the corner. Then they miss their next 9 shots. Wheeler goes out at 16:07. Tshiebwe gets his second foul at 11:23. Now, at that point, LSU was up 4, and LSU was only up 5 at halftime. So with Tshiebwe out for 11:23, LSU only stretched the lead by 1. Question is, if he's out there, does Kentucky make some sort of push? Cal wants to sit him. I think it's stupid to sit your best player for 11 minutes. You're trying to protect him from fouling out by essentially fouling him out. You're taking him off the floor. But you can come back with the retort and say, hey, it only cost us 1 point. But the first half was good. You saw Murray come out. Good to see him get the start and play. He hits both threes he attempted. That was really nice to see. LSU was 5 of 10 from 3 in the first half. Very, very good. That's a good number of shots to take from 3, 10.5, and a nice number to make there, half of them for sure. LSU won the backboard in the first half, 25-21. Again, Tshiebwe missed half of that. Makes things a little easier. Here's a big key, something I love. No one on LSU's team played more than 14 minutes in the first half. Ty Washington played 20 minutes in the first half. You want to talk about how you cramp? You play the whole game. LSU's got a rotation. They've got a depth. They understand who needs to be on the floor at what time. They didn't get into big foul trouble. And no one played over 14 minutes. And then right there at the end of the half, you go on that great little 7-0 spurt to stretch it. And then Jacob Toppin hits a shot at the buzzer to cut the lead to 5. Toppin saved Kentucky in the first half. He only played 8 minutes, but he went 6 of 6 from the floor and scored 13 points in those 8 minutes. Without him, they're in a world of hurt. Now, the second half starts, and Kentucky comes out like a house on fire. They make 5 of their first 6 threes. Grady gets going. He's getting great looks. He was 0 of 6 from 3 in the first half. Then he comes out and splashes 5 straight, and I got really frustrated at that because it's like it's the only reason he's out there. You should always know where he is. You should always guard him at the three-point line. Don't let him get an open look. He's shooting 50% from the three-point line. He's made 20 in the last 4 games. Don't let him get a look. Then you go back and watch it, and look, nobody hates giving John Calipari credit for bench coaching more than me. I think he's a brilliant recruiter. I think he's actually a reasonable guy. I like to hear him in press conferences. But I don't respect him a ton as an X's and O basketball coach. This is coming from the overweight radio guy who talks 2 hours a day. I get the irony. But look, I'm here to analyze what I see, and I see Brad Stevens doing one thing, and I see John Calipari doing very much another. But John Calipari did have some sets that got Grady some looks. They were running him off some screens. I know LSU likes to switch things. They put some guys in difficult defensive spots, and they were able to get Grady open for a couple of threes. He buried him, and Kentucky looked like they were stretching that thing out. They got it to 7 with 15-20 left in the game, and it actually got up to 9. And when it got to 9, Gaines hits a 3, which was huge from the right elbow extended. Probably not a shot Tiger fans wanted to see go up, but it went in and he made it. LSU went on a 10-0 spurt in the second half from the 12:39 mark to the 7:06 mark, and Gaines made 2 threes in that run. Here's the deal, though, with LSU, and it's something that you're starting to believe they can lean on and depend on. When you do it against Belmont, it's one thing. But when you scratch and claw back against Auburn because they can't score and your defense is great, that's a good step in the right direction. And for 10 minutes in the second half, 10, from 13:06 to 2:25 in the second half, Kentucky scored 2 points. 2. It was a Shibwe dunk. When you can go 10 minutes and allow 2 points, you're going to give your offense a chance to go into a little bit of a lull, but certainly your offense a chance to get hot a little bit and take a lead. And they did that. And that's great. But then you get to the end of the game. Oh, do you ever get to the end of the game? From 2:35 to 13 seconds left was a masterclass by LSU on how to choke a basketball game away. A masterclass. Kentucky gave it back at the end. We know what happened, and we'll get to that. But LSU's execution from 2:35 to 13 seconds was abysmal. How do you choke a basketball game away when you're up 9? Well, I'll tell you how you do it. You missed 2 free throws. Pinson missed 2 free throws. Then Brandon Murray fouls Kentucky at half court, stops the clock, and puts them on the foul line. Down 9. Make them take a shot. Don't foul them at half court. They did that. They make both. Then Xavier Pinson goes down the floor and throws a pass that he doesn't need to throw and turns the ball over. Why are we in a rush? Why are we trying to make plays? You get a 7-point lead. Here comes Kentucky. Mintz 3. Bang. It's down to 4. Then Gaines drives down under the rim, makes a pass he doesn't have to make, turns it over. You're not even getting shots up. You're not even letting them foul you. You're just forcing the ball. Then you let Mintz go down there and shoot a layup. Now you got a 1-point lead with 27 seconds left. And then you try to inbound the ball and you lob it for Eason and you throw it away and let Shibwe go run it down. Now, thank goodness, Shibwe panicked and threw it over by the scorer's table, and then Kentucky couldn't save it, and they threw it to Days. He flipped it to Eason for the dunk, and then the great play was Pinson poking the ball out the backside and getting the dunk at the end to put the exclamation point on it. The crowd went nuts. It was a great moment. The environment was awesome, and that was really, really good for LSU. But the mistakes you make, you miss 2 free throws, fouling Kentucky at midcourt, forcing the issue on turnovers, turning it over when there's no reason to do that, allowing the three-pointer from it. Everything LSU could not do to close out a 9-point lead with just over 2 minutes to go, they did. Oh, it was nauseating. But they got it done, and that's a very, very important thing, and it's going to be a good win. It's a quad 1 win. It's a win over a team that's picked towards the top of the conference. It's a win over a team that, you figure is going to be an NCAA tournament team. So really good that LSU got that done. Some big picture stuff. The defense was very, very good. You look up, and Kentucky for the game shot 36% from the floor. They turned it over 15 times, and you limited their second chance points to only 6 for the game. This is a team that lives on second chance points. Shibwe is awesome at getting the ball and putting it back up, and LSU held them to just 6. That was great. I thought on offense, LSU did a good job of not settling too often for threes. They shot 11 of them. That's too many. Made a couple big ones late, but 11's a lot. However, they did attack. Kentucky, just historically, Now, usually it's a bigger team. We mentioned the names yesterday of Nerlens Noel, Willie Cauley-Stein, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, the huge 6'10", 7 feet guys that block a ton of shots. That's not necessarily what this team is. They are really athletic. They do have some length, and they make it really tough around the rim. LSU kept driving it in there. They shot 20 layups last night. They made 7. So I wish you were finishing more often, yeah, but to shoot 20 layups, that's attacking. That's doing a good job of trying to get to the rim. Didn't do a good job of making free throws, 8 of 15, but thankfully Kentucky chipped in on their end as well, and we were 10 of 20 from the free throw line. That is a putrid 50%. But you look up at the end of the game, and Grady's played 39 minutes for Kentucky. Ty's played 33, even though he was hobbled and cramping. They played a lot of guys a lot of minutes. In LSU, you look up, and Murray played the most minutes at 31. Pinson played 28. Days 29. Imwani 27. Eason played 30. But you're not asking anybody to do what they've asked Javonte and Cam and Tremont and Skylar, a lot of guys to do over the years, and that's play 38 minutes. LSU's not doing that. And that's why I think that you're pretty fresh. Last thing before we get to a break and wrap up hour number 1. Hat tip to Eric Gaines. His teammates were super complimentary of him last night in the press conference. Said big-time players make big-time plays. He knocks down his 2 threes. He gets 4 steals. He was plus 14 in his 22 minutes on the floor. That is fantastic. And he had a tough go at Auburn, but he was great in the game last night and deserves a hat tip for coming back from that. Got to be a confidence boost for him. Got to be a confidence boost for the whole guy, for all of them. And I said it yesterday, so I'm here. I'll shovel the crow home. I thought that Kentucky would beat LSU last night. Wasn't ready to trust the offense. Wasn't a work of art, 42%, but they made 39% of their threes. They made shots when they had to. And they created some easy stuff with their defense. So the Tigers moved to 1-1, hold court on their home surface, and they will play Tennessee at 5 o'clock on Saturday in what should be another packed-out PMAC. Very excited about all of that.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. See you next time.